This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the
Well, this is Pink Girly, and this is a live stream with hopefully live people as I'm getting set up. Just thought I'd pop on and fiddle around in my craft space, see what trouble I can get into. I had purchased a cute little cloth cover. I don't know where I put it. And that's a bummer because I was going to work with that. So I might have to go to plan B. Plan B. Maybe I'll use something different. What do I have here? Is this cute? So what do I have here? Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, I'm going to grab some fabric here, I think. I learned how to stitch a journal together. Hi, Sharon. I think I'm going to make a little journal and do that stitching that I just learned, where you can stitch together loose pages. I had purchased a little cloth cover, and of course I don't know where I put it. It might be on my wheelie cart in the other room. So instead of, messing around and trying to find that, I know, right? Ugh. So I just grabbed some of this fabric. So I might just work with this and, get some loose pages and see if I can stitch it together. Oh, yes, please try it. So I'm trying to decide what size I want. Now I pulled out this gutted Reader's Digest so I can tear some pages out of and use those for the loose pages. Oh, my sister just told me the Phillies are on. I forgot about the Phillies being on today. But I think this fabric's real cute. I don't know. I think somebody gave it to me. It might be my girlfriend Lorraine. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to tear a piece of this. Now, see, of course, this isn't stiff. So now I'm thinking, I wonder if I take how long it will take it to dry. If I take and put some matte medium on here, and glue it down to make my sides. Yeah, well, they'll be on for a while, so I can check. Hi, Holly. Girls, I picked these up at my dollar store. I don't know. I'm going to try putting my, I thought maybe the cap popped off, but I think I'm going to store some, they came 2 in a package. I only bought the one just to see, how it works. But I'm wondering if this will seal well enough to keep my matte medium, liquidy and not dry out. Like I have those bigger, like Dee Dee uses the soap dispenser bottles that you get your dish soap in. I don't have any of those empty. And of course, I filled my one with Mod Podge instead of matte medium because I'm crazy. So, and I do keep some in a little glue applicator, but I thought this would hold a little more. And then when I got it home and opened it, it's one of those little twisty things. So I'm hoping this will work. So I'm a little excited about this. Okay. Isn't it crazy how we get excited about these goofy little things? The goofy. So I didn't fill that up yet. I'm going to put that on my, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, all right. It should work. Should be tight enough down there to keep it from, getting a scum on the top or starting to harden up. I'm hoping. All right, going to move the mouse out the way. Put my book pages up here. Now, I don't want a real big journal. I don't know. I just am fussing around with an idea. So I'm just going to whack a piece of this off. And it's even got the salvaged edge there, which I kind of like. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just, now if anyone here has not heard of or follows a lady by the name of G Kerr, it's Gikerr. I believe she lives in Portugal. She's got a lot of subscribers, as she well should. She's fabulous. And I've been watching her for years. And then Mitzi was saying on my last live stream, she was talking about a flower that this lady was doing with string and ribbon. And so oh, look, here's a piece already ripped and cut. So I asked her and she said, oh, I'll find out her name. Well, here it turns out it was G Kerr. So I did look at the flower video that she has. She just does wonderful, wonderful things. Oh no. So you've got poison ivy? Oh, my brother-in-law is so... Oh, I'm sorry. You don't feel well, Holly. I'm praying, girl. Hi, Chris. So I get notices from G because I'm subscribed to her. So she had a video on how to stitch a journal together, and I think she called it a Japanese binding. And if you were at the sale yesterday, my giveaway, that's how I stitched it. So I wanted to do more with that kind of stitching. And I like it because it's loose pages, which really I find intriguing. Okay, so I don't want this big. I'm going to cut some of these pages down. So that's about the same size as the book. I'm just swinging this, and I do like that salvaged edge. So I think I'm going to go this wide, and I mostly like to tear fabric because, one, I don't cut straight. And two, I like how it looks. All right, this is Valentine's, but it's tulips and hearts. So in my mind, that works anytime. So I'm just gonna go like that. And I certainly don't want them that wide. But I think, let me see. I'll move my camera a little bit there. My camera fell down earlier today, so hubby put it up for me. So I'm just trying to get back into my normal workings here. Yeah, me too, Sharon. And sometimes it's not as stringy as others, some fabrics, but I get a lot of the strings, which can be a nuisance. Okay, so I'm going to make mine this size. And then I'm just going to cut it down the back. All right, so I have pieces here that measure about 5 by 5 and perhaps 3/4. 5 and 3/4. So I've got my two pieces that size. I hope this one looks wider. It is just a tad. I'm going to take a little bit more off of this. How can that be? Maybe it's not the piece No, that's got to be it. All right, so I'm going to go this way. I just pulled this fabric out of my drawer. Sometimes when you're trying to tear a narrow strip, it doesn't go so well, especially if you've got old arthritic hands. Okay, so now I want something to stiffen this up. So it's, you know, the nice, doesn't have to be terribly stiff. Boy, wouldn't it be great if that worked? That's just a little too... It's a little too short, but I could wrap the edge. So I'm going to do a measurement here. So this is about 8.5. So that means I want 4.25 pieces. I'm going to get my little trimmer. A little baby trimmer. Oh, thanks, Sharon. I'm thinking I want to get out, I haven't done it yet, get out some of my little jewels and put a little jewel on there. I'm thinking maybe if I use some, I never can remember the name. Mary uses it all the time, that little thing of glue. Something extreme. Oh, Holly always reminds me what it's called. Extreme Accents or... All right, 4.25. So I'm just going to slice this. 4.25. And this isn't real heavy. This isn't even as heavy as... oh my gosh, I got so much stuff stacked here. I'm supposed to be putting stuff on Etsy. And I'm fussing around here. Okay, so mine's a little shorter than really what it should be, but I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. Because it can hang out the edge, or I can wrap it if I choose to. I'm going to take a little sip of water. I'm waiting to hear from my bonus son, who lives in the UK, because they're having their second... Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Look, see, I hate when I put my arm in front of the camera. I always forget. I'm going to have to go in and see if I can edit that out. And I'm waiting to hear. They're expecting their second baby any day, and I'm just anxiously awaiting. All right, so I'm going to get a little paper towel. So how is everyone? It's hotter than blazes here. I know I shouldn't complain with Holly living in Arizona, but it's very warm here. And of course, my husband is part, shall we say, reptile. Okay. Doesn't seem like the heat bothers him as much as it does me. So we don't really have the air on as cool as Lori would like. All right. I usually do this, you know, backwards. So I'm just going to pour some now. I'm using Mod Podge for this. It's probably not a good idea, but I hate to use up all my matte medium for this kind of thing because I'm cheap. So I'm hoping that the fabric will soak up most of it and it'll dry okay. So I'm basically just using this as a glue. And I want to do this first because I want to give this time to dry. Look, I didn't get that corner. I want to get that corner. Corner. And that's the ooey gooey mess of it. It comes through the fabric. I didn't get it on straight. You know, I might just trim that out. Of course, I didn't get it on straight. Shocker. I'm just going to mash that down. I do like the frayed edges, but I could wrap it. Now it's got the curls. It's curling. It's curling, girls. It's curling. I don't think I have anything. Oh, how about if I use a rock? That side's a little flatter. It's not quite big enough, is it? Oh, phooey. Oh, phooey. Oh, that'll work. Yeah, big stamp. Big old stamp. Sharon, did you get supplies out? Are you gonna try to do one? Okay. More glue. More Mod Podge. More Mod Podge, please. I just have been itching to do more of this little stitch. See if I can remember how to do it. The jury's still out on that one. So a lot of times, at least for me, and maybe for some of you, you know, you're working with a project or you come across pages that you really like, and the book is not stitched together, it's glued together, and so you can't really get it apart. Maybe I'm going to do it this way this time so I can see what I'm doing. And you might want to move your threads off of what you're gluing so you don't get a thread pattern there, but you might like that. Could be cool, I guess. I still didn't get it on very straight. And you know, you want to use those pages in a journal, but you can't latch them in because it's not a folio or, you know, something like that. You know, you can use them for tuck spots and on tags and things like that. But if you wanted to use them as pages in a book, and I'm sure there are other ways to do this. And I did purchase a while ago. Oh gosh, I got my glue. My glue brush is dripping. I purchased a while ago a Japanese book, and it's got it's stitched in this way, in this fashion, the binding, and the pages are like a tissue paper. Do you think I can find where I put that book? I got it somewhere. Don't know where it is. It'll turn up. They don't stay missing from me for a long time, but okay, I'm going to use a baby wipe to clean up my ooey gooey mess here. And I need something else to weigh that down. Now, I need to clear a spot. Always a challenge. I've got all my invoicing done. I'm just taking a little bit of a break. And I thought I'm of the mindset anymore, girls. If I'm going to sit here and do something, I might as well pop the camera on because I'm trying to get some more activity on my channel. I don't know why. She'll be right back. No, don't leave. Okay. Does anybody else want to try this? So let me tell you what you need if you want to try this. So you need some loose pages. You don't really have to have stiff sides. You could have just cloth sides or scrapbook paper sides. They would work. Anything loose. You need some kind of thread. I'm going to use embroidery thread, but I'm sure you could use twine or any kind of waxed linen. Although that might be a little more cumbersome to pull it through. But I think you could do it. All right. And a needle, of course, some kind of a needle. And of course, some loose pages. And then you might need a cutter, scissors, or you could tear them, however you might want to fashion your pages. Tearing them's an idea, isn't it? Maybe I should tear my pages. All right, so I've got a spot cleared here. So I'm going to put that face side up. And now I'm going to pop this one down here. Put a little weight on it and hide that wire. Oh, I got wires everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, so, I want to put it this way. Hey, that works good, guys. Another use for those big old stamps we have. Okay. Now I'm going to get some pages. Now the other thing, when I take these Reader Digests apart, I know I'm so bizarre. I like to pull off all this stuff if I can. Sometimes you can't really get it off. But see, this kind of stuff looks great when you're building the cluster to me. I don't know. It's just me. But I really like it. So I'm going to see if I can get most of this off. My camera is still not. I got a new chair. It's very low. It's comfortable, but I'm not sure it's going to work for me. And I think my camera fell earlier today. My camera is, I purchased those flexible arms that are on a great big like binder clip. And I came out to my work area and it was laying on my desk. So my camera seems to be working okay. But I think when my husband hooked it back up, he didn't hook it in exactly the same spot. So I think he's got to move it down a little bit. So I do throw some stuff away. But this kind of stuff, I really like it. So I have a whole bag of it. Because I took a lot of books apart. Okay, is everybody? I know Holly's going to lurk. She's not feeling so great. And is anybody else going to try this? What else do you need? Maybe a hole puncher. Depends on, it's easier if you can punch holes. But if you're using scrapbook paper and other paper that's easier to put a pin through, you really could just push your pin through, I would think, your needle. Okay. So I don't think I want this page. So I'm just going to rip off some pages. And I want my pages to be smaller. Now these are, glued. I'm going to cut these. Well, that's a cool picture. And then I'm wondering if I should maybe... Oh, okay, Chris, thanks. So I'm going to maybe... Let's see, that's all drying time. I could probably do that after the fact. I was thinking about maybe putting some gesso on these pages. You know? I want it to be not super chunky. So I'm wondering if I cut these, I think if I cut these pages in half, it might work for what I'm, wanting. I should keep these all going the same way, really, instead of flipping them all around. So that will be this way. Page numbers on the bottom, Laura. Or John Willie. You know what, guys? I love to read out loud. I don't like to read, per se, but I do like to read out loud. And I've often thought I should read some of these Reader Digest books and record myself, put them up on my channel before I destroy all these books. All right, I guess nobody was counting. Now, if Sharon doesn't get back, she's going to miss how to do this. And then I'm going to have to give her a private lesson. All right, so let's see the size of these here. I'm not very good at measuring stuff, guys. All right, so 7.5 by 5. Looks like 5 3/8. Oh, it would be. Sharon, are you working along? Do you have pages ready? Like, I don't want to, if you're going to work along, I don't want to go too fast. So you know what we're doing here. So what did I say? 7.5. So 7.5. That's what's half of 7.5? It's not a competition. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to be funny. Okay, I don't do math. Okay, I have to stop and think. I said, okay, so 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. So it'll be 3 3/4, correct? So let's just see if that works. 3 3/4. I'm going to take the train to Hogwarts at 9 3/4. Well, look, guys, that didn't work. It might not be, Sharon. Depends on your project. Yeah, 3 3/4. But look, I measured it. And look, I have this extra. Read all about it. Okay, so let's see. What did I do wrong? All right, if you're watching the replay, this is what not to do with a ruler. Okay, so this is just a tad over 3 3/4. And let's guess, this is a tad under. This is 3.5. Maybe I was on the wrong line here. Well, it's not like I don't have enough pages, if you know what I'm saying. People, right? Who am I? People. All right. I do so much better when I eyeball. Okay, that's 3 3/4 right there. Maybe it's not really 7 let's see if I do it wrong again. Maybe it's not really 7.5. Nope, that's right. I did something wrong the first time. Oh, shucker. So now I just realized that when I put my pages in, my words are going to be sideways. If I cut it that way. I've got myself confused. I've got myself confused. Do. Okay. So more cuts than I want to do. So I'm going to make them 5 inches. 5 inches the correct way, which is, I want the bottom, I want the page number off, I believe. So, and I want them to be a little smaller. Let's try 4 3/4. Good thing I got a lot of paper, right? I think I want to make it exactly 5, so I don't have any. I'm just not feeling it today. I just don't think I want it sideways. I think I want it right side up. Okay, let's waste a few more sheets of paper. Nope, I want the page number off, so I'm going to go 5 inches. That fits my cardboard just perfect. All right, so then I want it like right around there. Let's see what kind of a measurement I get there. If I cut there, yeah, it could be in a little bit. So I'm going to do the, see, because there's no groovy line. All right, so for my project, oh, you're not seeing me very well. Sorry, guys. I think I want it longer. So who am I driving crazy? So this is actually 4 1/4. So I'm doing 5 by 4s. So now, ladies and gentlemen, hey Candy, how you doing? I'm making a mess. Oh no, the teacher is here. Don't laugh at me, Candy. I don't do numbers and measurements very well. I just had myself. Well, that's not correct either. All right, so I'm going to take several sheets at a time. This little cutter wasn't working so good, and I figured out if I snug up the arm of it up closer to the cutting part, it cuts much cleaner, much better. So I want them 5 by 4. So I want them 5 in length. And 4 in width. Da 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 doodly dee dee. Oh, I like that much better. All right. So I got my covers are drying. Maybe I should take this other cover out from under the stamp weight so that can dry. Give it some air. me put my sticky mess here. All right, here we go. I usually eyeball things. I don't usually measure. I always get in trouble. Well, not trouble, but you know, it's just not easy for me. So I'm gonna have to tear more pages out because I missed so many. I messed up so many. I'm gonna do that guy separate because I want to see if I can. And then I might think about putting some other stuff in here. See if I can trim this little guy out. See if I can get him almost completely in. I don't have that problem with my hair. My daughter does, but I don't. But it is hot and muggy here too. And they've decided to open our pool, which I'm very grateful. But that's not opening until Wednesday. And I'm going to challenge myself to just put my bathing suit on in the morning. I think it opens around 10. I better check because things are different. It might be around 11. And then go get myself some exercise. And start my day off that way before I do anything else. Sounds like a great plan. Let's just see if I can do it. It's so funny when, well, it wasn't really funny. I guess it was really kind of sad. In our home in Pennsylvania, the one we left to come here, we had an above ground pool, 27 foot. I loved it. And most days I would go out, you know, if the weather was cooperating. But I would take my dogs with me up on the deck. And then, of course, when they were little, I put them on a float and, you know, float them around. Sometimes they would fall off and they'd swim and lay up on the deck and get the sun. And it just got to be a routine. We had such a good time. But when we moved here, of course, I have no pool except the club pools. And you can't take your dog there, okay? So when we would get in our suits, the dogs would start wagging their tails and they were ready to go to the pool. I felt so bad for them. My poor little poochers. Hey, Barb, how are you? How are things where you are? Is it cooler or hot and muggy? I got some cool pages here. I'm trying to think of what else I have at the ready that I can pull from. Maybe some Happy Mail or something that I can use in for my pages. Oops, now see, I'm ready to cut that at 4 inches, and I want this 5 by 4, 5 by 4. And for those of you that are maybe just popping in, I'm putting together a little journal. I made some cloths, you know, covers, but the pages are loose. And I'm going to stitch them together. So this is going to be my cover, and then I'm going to have loose pages. And I should really think about something on the inside, because once it gets hooked together, I don't think I want to be fussing. Don't want to be fussing. Okay, I want some more of these, I think. So let me get some more. And I'm just tearing apart okay, Chris, I'm just tearing apart a Reader's Digest. Well, I gutted it, so now I'm just using these pages. And as many of you know, they're glued. They're not stitched, at least. Well, there may be some stitched, but the ones I have are glued. Some of these pages are nicely yellowed, which I absolutely love. And I'm going to dig through some of my stuff here. I will go to that 4-inch spot. Gosh. And thick. And then 4 inches. Now, even though this is going to be a little crazy journal, now Sharon is working along. Sharon, how are you coming with your pages? All right, so I'm going to start with that little stack. Okay, my covers are drying. And I just saw some stuff here that Jersey sent me a while ago. Let's see if there's some things in here I can pop in and use for pages. Actually, I do like this bag. Of course, I put in some other stuff too. That's cool. Oh, they're cool. Wonder how that would turn in there. Some of this stuff is so cute. Oh, that's a cool thing. I don't want to forget I have that. I don't think this is other stuff I put in here. My gosh, look, I even have Christmas in here. Oh, that's a piece of wallpaper. That will look cool. And then just some white extras. Oh, look, girls, I forgot I had all this stuff. These are things I ordered online. This is why I don't find things. See, I stick them in. Oh, I'm going to do a Tim Holtz thing. I'm going to put that with my Tim Holtz stuff. That's a cute little thing. I wonder if I can get this in. This envelope. That's pretty ratty looking, huh? Cool. Maybe I'll stitch that in. All right. Okay. I'm going to put that in. Laura made that for me. I think I'm going to put that in. That's cool. Let's see what else I have here. Looking for some different stuff that maybe you found some cool stuff too. All right. Brilliant. Brilliant. Maybe I should put my blade down. Blade down. Now these are some other things I can use maybe to decorate it. That might look cool. Does anybody else keep all this little crazy stuff that you don't want to throw away? Look at that. Can you guys see that? Some kind of lined paper that's got like little leaves on it. I wonder if that came out of like one of my Daphne books, Daphne things. Keep another one of those. Oh, this was a book I took apart. Oh, you know what? I think, Candy, I think you may have gotten this journal from me that I built out of some of these pages. There was a little book that had mushroom stuff in it and different. Oh, I wonder if that's too. If I cut this, will I lose too much of it? Well, I think I might think about that. All right, let me get that. Don't want to lose that. I have a couple more bags of stuff. I've sent my husband to Lowe's twice now to find those. Oh, hi, Linda. To find those those paint chips by Pantone or something like that. Oh, these are too big. These are some cool things I can stick in there. I'm going to stick a couple of these in there. I'm going to stick in there a 6 and a 3 because my grandchildren are 6 and 3 years old. How's that? Whoa. Sticker down, sticker down. These are all stickers. And the rest are vellum. I mean, not vellum, acetate, little acetate sheets. And I was just through all this stuff. There's some cool stuff here. I mean, I don't want a whole lot of stuff, in there either. I want to be able to lift it. There's a piece of cardstock. That might work. All these little bits and bobs. Look, I got this little pink bag. That'll go in there. That'll go cute in there. This is the fun part. Finding different things that you can add to your journals. Look, this kind of looks like it goes with it. See, every time I get something I think it looks neat, I stick it to the right of me here. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. That's kind of cool. All right, I think that'll be good for now. Those little pages would be cute. Oh, this is cute. Sometimes I buy stuff, I don't know why I buy it, but I think I like the sunflower. Let's see, that's a little pocket. But I should be able to get that in. I'm probably going to have to trim that down. All right, let's see. Because my size is 5 by 4. So, I'm going to make this 5. And see, this is where I get myself all goofed up. 5. By 4. There's my original. See? Perfect. So this one's got to be 5. And that's, of course, going to be a skinny one. Now, let's see. How close are we on this one? So I'm just going to lose a little bit of this. But that's all right. I should be able to punch hole. Oh, yeah, that works good. Okay. Now this, I think I'm just going to kind of whack this in half. Because they don't all have to be. They just have to be 5 by... Oh, look, it is bigger. So there'll be a couple of... I just whacked... I just whacked a butterfly in half, I think. Or no, a fish. I don't know. Maybe it's... Ooh! Sorry, I don't know if I knocked the camera. Okay, this is a little larger. So I'm going to take some of that off. And 4. Excellent. Now my little bag. Let's see. Well, that would stick out quite a bit. What if I did it this way? And I can make 2. If I cut it there. See, so I can put it in like this and have 2 little pockets. And then I have this little piece. Like that. All right. She's rocking and a rolling. This one, I'm going to make this one the 5 inches. 5, 4. This one's got a curly edge. Let's just get the other side. 5, 4. All right, what do we got on these babies? They're just a little bigger. So I'm going to take a smidge off each end. And they're narrow. Okay, that'll work. Do my jersey card. Hunting a bag. Oh yeah, get a bag. Now see, if I do that, if I have to cut this one, I'm going to cut those threads. Ooh, decision time, decision time. Where's my cover? Oh, it looks like it'll fit in there okay. So I'm not going to cut that one because I don't want to lose. I don't know if you can see it. Laura, Jersey Crafter or Jersey Creates, made this for me, sent it to me in Happy Mail, and she's got little threads here, but she's hunkered down here. It's just adorable, these little threads. So I don't want to cut those, you know. Okay, so that's going in like that. And I can just cut this in half. So this is just a mishmash. We'll see if they work. And then I have this little folio. Yeah, I like those threads too. Laura does some clever stuff. Okay, so this is 5. So I'm just going to lose the bottom there. Now there's a recipe. I'm never going to use the recipe. But if I cut off the top, I won't lose any of the recipe, I don't think. So yeah, I'm still going to lose some of it. So I think I'd rather have the bottom. So I'm going to do 5 on this. And I'm going to separate that. I'm going to tear this in half. So I can use it in 2 different spots. And this is probably too wide. Let's see. Nope, it's just 4. Oh, I'm telling you, it's coming together. Popo's here? I haven't seen Popo in a while. Hi, Popo. I missed you if you're still here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see here. I might end up not using all this, but we're going to have it at the ready. That just needs a little smidge off. Smidge off. All right, so now this is the way it's folded. If I take a little bit off of each end of that, like, white space, maybe I can get 5. Now that's going to be too wide. So let me take that off. And let me rework this fold. If I fold it out, and then I fold this not quite all the way in, that might work. I might have not. Well, see, because my stitches are going to come in a little bit. I want to leave room for those. I don't want to stitch my page down, although it could be a pocket then. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to put that other music aside. Oh, yeah, and then this. Now, this is, a business reply that I coffee dyed, and then all the glue, comes undone, and it's apart. So, and that'll be cinched down. I'll just give this a little glue. Put a little glue there, and I'm going to leave the edges raggedy. I ripped it for some reason, who knows why. This is going to be one crazy little journal. Crazy, crazy. All right, now I have to arrange my pages. I'm going to check on my covers to see how they're coming along. It's still a little damp there, but I'll be able to work with it, right? Now, what do I want to do here? Here's my other one. This is the one I want for my front. I don't know if you can see just a little bit. You might be able to see where it's drying. It's lighter, and I've got some dark spots here, but it's not feeling too wet, and it doesn't feel sticky. So that's good. All right, I almost just took a sip of my Mod Podge. Pardon my gulping. All right, so they're trying. They're doing pretty well. I'm going to put those over here. Okay, so now I've got my Reader's Digest pages, and these other pages, I'm just going to start really just stuffing them in wherever. A couple of Reader's Digest. Stuck these in. Put that in there. Put some of these. I'm really not thinking about this too much, Bye, Linda. Thanks for stopping in. I can always cut more Reader's Digest if I want. Put that in there. Yeah, put that there. We have to trim this back a little bit. This is a little sticking out a little too much for me. Oh my gosh. Where I put that glue, it's real tough to tear. Okay. My pink pockets. I think I need more Reader's Digest. All right, let's see. Oh, that wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so I'm going to get a few more Readers. Oh yeah, I want to put this stuff in. All right, they're all my bits. So where's my? Here we go. Let me get a few more pages out. Now I have a hole punch. I have a 3-hole punch, and then I have one of those that you can do punches for the Happy Planner, and there are little circles, but they're all laid out where, you know, I can't get them spaced the way I want for this. So what Jude Kerr said and did is that she did five holes. Certainly you could do more, but you don't want the little puncher I have. And I don't want the holes too big, you know. So I hand punched because I want my holes spaced out. Like the little machine I have, it's got smaller holes, but like 3 of them are together, and then you got to flip the paper over. I just talk about your brain not working with numbers. You would have seen me with this hole punch trying to figure. Oh my gosh, not good, not good. All right, so this will give me a few more. Let's see if this will do it. See if I can cut through all these. Now I'm going to have to divide and conquer. I should have got out a couple of painty papers and put in. Okay, so I'm doing 5x4s for my Reader's Digests pages, really, for the most part. And I probably will save all these bits because I can make little pockets. Oh, I just love all this. Just love all this stuff. All right. All right. Sharon, you still putting pages together, or are you ready to rock and roll? What are you using for your cover, Sharon? All right, so put a couple here, a couple pages here, put a couple in the back, put that other butterfly in the back. Now, where do I want my, got to make sure I got them in the right way. Okay. And I'll put another one, and then I'll put my wallpaper. I don't feel like digging out more wallpaper, but I like the way that looks. I think I got enough of that in there. Where do I want my pocket? Where do I want my sunflower pocket? There's a pocket right there. Maybe I'll do it towards the back. Maybe I'll make that the back. All right, so this is going to be, this stuff won't stick. I've tried to glue that down a couple of times. I might be able to catch that with a thread. All right. And this is the tag, right? Yeah, it's not a, yeah, okay. All right, so this is going to be my cover. And this is going to be the back cover. And that's how it's going to look. It's going to be pretty stiff. So I think to make it easier, and being this is just a quick little project, I think I'm going to trim this off. And then I'm going to decide what I want to put on here. So I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz scissors. A lot of my other scissors are Dolesville. I didn't do that so very well. This is when it's good to have those scissors like Rosemary has. It looks like Freddy Scissorhands or whatever that guy's called. It's got those big blades. Because you could just go whack, just whack it. Now, when I made the other books, I used I made myself a little template. Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, that's it, huh? Thanks. He would cut this really well. See, I'm not getting, using too short of a scissor stroke, and I'm not getting a clean cut. That's when you're using paper. It's nice because you can use use an emery board or some kind of a file and just file off your edges, and you get a real nice edge. I don't care so much about the spine part. So it's going to go like that. Now, what I didn't do with my other books that I wanted to do was put some kind of a charm in when I was binding it together, and I forgot. So I'm going to pick out a little something to put on. Those things are all too big in there, I think. Let's see. I don't have any way to latch that on. Need something that has a hole. No, no, no. Kind of like that. Or that. I like that. Does anybody want to vote? Oh, this one, it's oh, this one might be nice because see the hole is a different way. It's not flat. So that might hang nicer. Oh yeah, let's go with that one. Excellent. Oh, here's a coppery one. Silver or copper? Oh, I guess it's not copper. Brass. It's more of a brass. I think I kind of like the brass color better. All right, let's do it. I'll put those away. Being very good today, putting my little things away. Okay, so now I have to think about a template and the inside of my cover. I should have saved like this. I should have saved a piece of this for in the cover. I've got tons of I don't want to get up out of my, I got a new chair, okay? It feels very comfortable, but it's very low, and getting up and out of it is it's not as easy. And getting back into it. Hey, maybe I should just put some of this music paper on the inside. I want something that's going to dry fairly quickly. All right, let's do that. Let's make it easy on me. Holly, keep an eye on this because you know I'm going to lose it. You know I'm going to lose it. Now, what did I just do? My chat just went. Back, pets out, pets in. Pets out, pets in. When I let my girls out, like, because I'm usually up late, okay? I fall asleep in my chair, I get up, whatever, okay? So they think it's like the middle of the day. They go out there, they're laying on the patio. I'm like, come on, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Crazies? Yeah, crazies? Okay, so I'm going to cook this. Let's see. 5. I will sing. Ring-a-ding-ding. Wonder how the Phillies are doing. Now, what did I do? Oh, the cover's not quite. Oh, girls, I just, I'm a struggle. Is this the same size? No. That corner's really beat up. Okay, so I'm going to do the same because I want the back and the front the same. And I think I might just put a little piece of fabric down that edge. Which, might be lovely. Lovely. Let's just see. I'm going to get my little glue brush. And put a little glue. Now, this is what I have to... Okay, so I want my cover this way. So, I want this way. I usually, glue things on backwards. Just saying. And then, pretend that it's a art decision. Yeah, okay. All right. Don't mind me. I got my brush in my mouth. A little bit ooey glowy. Well, that probably would be the smarter thing to do, Barb. I didn't think of that. Did not think of that. Now, I think it'll be okay and not too difficult later to come back in with either a little piece of lace or maybe a piece of this fabric and glue, to cover up that little spit spot. I mostly wanted it covered because I have to stitch. Let's see if I can. I should have waited on that. It's wet. What a nut. Look what I did. I know better than that. Well, that just gives it a little personality, I say. Spit spot paddywhack, huh? All right. Now, I wonder if I do it this way. Weigh those down a little bit. Okay, so now I need a prototype, something that I can use as a template to punch my holes. So I think what I shall use, you know what I should have done? I should have worked on my iCAD cards because, of course, I'm behind already. No surprise there. All right, so I need a 5-inch piece of something. So I'm going to use one of my index cards because it's handy and it's right here. Sharon, are you ready to punch some holes? Get your pages ready. All right, so I'm going to use my Timmy board here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this doesn't have to be, exact, guys. It really doesn't. But I want to get something I can really see. So 5 inches, so you've got 2.5 is where my center would be. 1, 2.5 is here. And then I'll come in a 1/2 inch here, a 1/2 inch here, and then I need something in between. So we'll say here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, implement the index cards. Well, that I could do that. Of course, I just whacked off some of it. And I am a little anal about things like that. I want them all to be the same size. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cinch my iCAD cards together when I'm all done them, like this. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to get out. I'm going to punch mine by hand because I don't want a real large hole. So I'm going to get out my handy chomper and I'm going to use the smaller size hole. Now, of course, the fussy part about this is that it clogs there and you have to keep knocking out the and I don't think I want it in that far. So I'm going to adjust my guide. That should be all right. So now I'm going to make my template. I'm just going to go doot. Doot. And if you don't do the doot, sometimes it doesn't turn out right. Doot. Doot. All right, so this is my template. And then I just do a few at a time that I think I can physically punch through. So I put this on. And then I like to just take my time and color in the little hole so I can see where I'm punching. And I'm going to clip my ends, clip them together. So hopefully Now I know this is a little fussy, and you may not be this fussy. And if you're not afraid of the ICAD police, or you're not afraid of the where's my look, I didn't do that page on top. Got stuck next to the index card. You can just go ahead and wing it. The journal police, go for it. Now, why I bought a great big Swingline 3-hole punch, I have no idea. Because most times I need more than 3 holes. And that other little thing I have, I wanted that for the Happy Planner holes. And I got to tell you, I can't. If you're looking to do that kind of thing and you're going to do a lot of it, spend the money and get the big one. I got this little thing. It's real cute and does a couple different things, but I can't get them to line up right. So when I want to make something, because it's only about that big, and you can do all these different things in it, which is swell. But if you want to make something bigger than that size, I apologize for the banging, but I can't get the little things out so I can see what I'm doing. This I'm gonna. Oh, I did it okay. I don't know where my little picky tool is. Oh, maybe my tweezers will work. If anybody knows a clue or has a hint as to how you can get that to pop out so you don't have to keep stopping and doing this, picking out that paper, I would just love to know. Because I cannot, and maybe it's because I can't push it hard, not strong enough to push it. You gotta push it. All right, so now one of my pages that way. I'm going to grab the next group. In my pocket. I don't care if it's a little off kilter. Ooh, maybe I better clap that down. Put on my template. Now, when measuring how much thread or twine or string you need for your book, G. Kerr suggests 5 times the length of your book. And I think that's for most cases, that's a good amount, because you don't want to run out before you're done binding your book. But see, her books really weren't very thick. So I think I'm going to go I'm going to do a little longer of length of thread. Because this book is thick. All right. So I should have these all punched and ready to go by next week. That's not true. It doesn't really take that long. I'm just being really fussy because I'm being watched. I'm being watched. Wrap up my next. Now, if this was, something that I was real particular about, I do love men in uniform, I have to say. I would go through the book and line up my pages and my pockets and all that maybe a little better. But this, I'm just kind of just messing around. Of course, I wanted to turn out nice and have it look cute. But I'm also not super concerned with the placement of all the different pages. Like when I do signatures and that kind of a journal, I'm fussing with the pages and counting and arranging. You can make yourself crazy for sure. It's a good kind of crazy. Just like this banging on my desk. Crazy. See, I get so nervous to not look. Oh, my stars. I better look. I just love it when it lines up and you can stitch it so easily. See, look, this one's got a swing to it. That'll be, oh no, we've had a casualty. All right. It's all right. All right, I'm going to line that up. I'm excited about that pocket. I really like that. And line that up. Make sure I... See, now how can that not fit? Maybe I flipped it the wrong way. It doesn't fit. All right, I need a genius. Okay, so these are my pages. I just punched this. And it swung out of whack, and then so it's got to line up to 3 of these holes. But I can't get it to line up. See what I'm saying? Okay. How can that be? How can that be? It either goes this way or it goes this way. And all those other holes line up. Unless it's swung. And I didn't get it in the right spot. Which is, very possible. See, this kind of stuff makes me crazy. So the hole should be there. I'm going to give it another hole. I did crisp, and 2 of them match, and the other one doesn't. But when I punched, oh, that's really, well, anyway, I'll be able to stitch it. When I went to go to do it, it kind of swung out of its spot. This is when I like to say life with Lori. Okay, all right, there we go. Now I'm going to do these last pages. See if I can get that to zhuzh down. I love that word zhuzh. I wish I could spell it. Does anybody know how to spell zhuzh? It'll be okay, Chris. It just has an extra hole that once I bind it, you won't even be able to see it. You'll be let me impress you. You'll be amazed. But I do have other envelopes. I don't know where they are. I keep moving stuff, and then I think I'm going to remember the new place I put them in. I don't. I'm lucky I can still find my car when I park it in the parking lot at the store. But I think my days may be numbered, if you know what I mean. All right. This is my last grouping. And then I just have to do my covers. And I like to do a coordinating thread because, you know, I'm weird. So I have to pick out a thread that I think will look cute, or maybe not so much coordinating as maybe something that looks good, like an accent or a little pop of color or something like that. We'll see. Oh, Barb, that's a great idea. Oh, thanks, Chris. I love all that stuff. All right, let's see here. I always like the details of things. You know, adding little things here and there. Taking a picture of your car where you park it is a great idea. I don't think that would ever occur to me. Excellent. So glad we talked about it. So glad. All right, let's see here. All right, so now I'm going to put that on my stack of pages. Now I'm going to do my covers. So this is the front. So, and I want my salvaged edge there because I'm a goof. I just like it. The stays on, not stays on, the Stabilo pencil is really great for stuff like this because it writes on anything. And I can feel that my cover is a little damp now, but that's okay. And I think that's because I glued that music paper on. And of course I'm punching through some fabric, so it's not punching real clean. give that a little haircut. A little snip, snip. Now the tricky part is, this is where I usually goof things up. When you do the back cover, you have to make sure you get it going the right way, doing it the right way. So this is going to be my cover front. Okay. Now my cover back is going to be that way, right? So do I want it that way? I don't have to flip anything, correct? Yeah, well, that's true too, Barb. You got to make adjustments, I guess. All right, so my back cover, front cover. So if I do it that way, my holes should line up. All right. Coming down the home stretch. My dogs must be sound asleep because usually every time I bang this thing, they're barking. All right. Now, I could use a couple of bigger clips. Now the question is, what did Lori do with some bigger clips? I have a little tin. It's got all my clips in it. Here's one. I wonder if one will do it. All right, so here are my threads. And welcome to anybody who may just have popped in. All right, so I've got pink and pink and pink. More pink. That would work, but I don't think I have enough of that. Actually, I was thinking maybe a lime green might be nice, or some kind of a green. Let's see. I just saw a nice darker green. Well, I like that green. And there's a dark green. And I have a burgundy. I didn't think I'd ever use these threads again, but looky here. How are you doing, Sharon Marlowe? It's time to pick thread. Did you punch holes? Now, like I said, if you have, if you're doing a softer cover and you're just using scrapbook paper, I don't think you have to punch holes. You probably could just use your needle. I think I'm going to go with this lighter green because I just like it. Oh, good. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thread. Now, like I said, G said times 5. But I'm going to do it a little longer, and I'm going to do more than 5 because my book is thicker. So I'm going to do 7. I don't care if I waste some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm nervous. I'm going 8. Okay. Now we can put that aside. Now I need a needle. And all my needles I have attached to a magnet right above my head. And I'm just going to use this one. So it's just like a big darning needle. I'm going to thread that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the center of our book and put our thread in, because what I want is to be able to tie the thread off when I'm finished in the center of the book. All right. Now I'm going to try to remember to put this charm on. But to start off, I'm going to find the middle of my book, and I'm coming into the second hole. I'm going to weave it through these holes I punched. Try to catch all my papers, all my pages. And I want that tail to stick out the side. So I'm going to leave a fairly good little length there. I'm going to tamp my other pages down and hope they're in the right spot. Of course, there's always a phone call. That's my son. Hopefully my hubby will get it. Okay. And then I'm going to take a binder clip. And I wish I had 2 of them. But I guess I used my other big one. This is where I have a hard time squeezing these babies to get them open. And I'm going to clamp that so it holds my pages. Bye, Barb. Thanks for coming and hanging out for a while. You take care as well. All right, so I've got my thread in the center of my book. And now here's where I hope my memory serves me well. And it doesn't look like all my holes are lined up very well, so we'll see. So I'm going to go down. I think she went this way. I'm not too sure that this matters, but I'm going to start. I can always take it out and do it over. So I'm going to wiggle my needle down and hopefully go through all those pages. I'm going in the hole that's to the left of my starting hole. Right? So I'm going to the left, putting my needle in. And I don't want my threads twisted. And you're going to pull that. You don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want your thread that's in the center of your book to whoop, zip out. All right. So then I'm going to come around the outside of the spine and go back down that same hole. And you want to be careful, at least for me, because I'm particular, you don't want to split your thread. So just, try to not split your embroidery thread if that's what you're using. And you want to pull that and cinch it as tightly as you can. And, you want to make sure your leg there is straight. Okay? Then you're going to come in on the back side to that hole to the left and bring it back up through. And hopefully a little bit off. Pull your thread up. And again, you want to pull it and cinch it as tightly as you can. Go around the outside of the spine and back down through that same hole, or up, because it's the bottom. And now I don't want to split my thread, so I'm just I'm pulling my thread off to the side. That embroidery thread, it's got 6 strands. All right, so you're going to pull that and cinch that tight. And then you're on the top side of your book again, so you're going to go back down through the top holes. I don't think I did such a good job of, put my flaps in, punching my holes. Sometimes you have to wiggle. Just have to wiggle it. Should have gotten my thimble. So now you have that, it's going across there, okay? Oh, be careful, Miss Sharon. And then once you're through there, you're going to come around the outside spine again and go back down through that same hole. Now, G did hers. She did it really fast. I had to stop the video several times. And then you want to straighten up that leg. All right. So that's how it's looking. Now you're going to turn your book to face you. So this is the top edge of your book, and you're going to come around the top edge of your book. It looks like it would be the spine. And you're going to go right back down into that same hole. But you're going to make sure that your thread is going to wrap on the end, not on the side. And then you want to cinch that as tightly as you can. See? See how that wraps? I should have used the darker green. I wasn't thinking you could see it easier. And now you're going to turn it back to the right, it would normally be. I had to take a sip there, girls. Now see, when you flip it over, this is our back side, you need a line there, so you've got that gap. So you're going to take your needle and put it down into that hole. If you can pick your needle up, you make sure it comes up where you want it. Boy, this one's really off. Okay, same thing. You're going to pull it as tightly as you can. Now you're on the top side again. And again, you have another gap. So you're just going to drop your needle back down in through that hole. Oh, Girls, girls, this is where I want my charm. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it back out. Sorry, Sharon. I don't mean to confuse, but I want to put my charm on. Let me see if I can back it out. You know what? I'm just going to thread it, pull it out. I don't know what made me think of it, but I want to put on a charm. See, now I got a knot here. Oh, I hope this doesn't cause confusion for you all. Just slow it down, Laura. Slow it down. I don't want to make a knot. I'm sure I'm going to have way too much thread, but that's okay. It's okay. All right. I did it. I did it, man. All right, I'm going to rethread my needle. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Take my charm, and I'm going to put my thread through my charm. Boop, boop, boop. I would have been so annoyed with myself if I forgot. Now, of course, I think I want my thread to go through the other way. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how you make yourself crazy. Now I have that looped, and I'm going to make a knot there, which, you know, that might be a good thing, but I think I want it because I want it to lay a certain way. So if I want it this way, I need to bring my thread in, I think, that way, and then I think I will loop it to tighten it up, if you know what I'm saying. Are you going to loop it? I'm going to loop it. Okay. Loop it. Why don't you loop it? Threading the needle. Is always a lot of fun. All right, so I'm coming into my charm this way. And I'm going to come back in it again. Like, I don't care if it wiggles a little bit, but I'm going to just thread that through a second time. All right, now I'm ready. Of course, I picked up I got under the thread of my fabric. All right, so now I'm going to go, see, we have this gap, so I'm going to go back down that hole. And then I'm going to cinch that as tight as I can. And then when you flip it over to the back side, again, you have a gap, you know, you're missing stitches. So I'm going to go back through. Give myself a little wiggle. Cinch it tight, and now you're going to come around the spine again because you want that leg. Come back through that bottom hole. Pull it tight. Make sure your leg is straight. I call it a leg. All right, so now we're on the top side again. We're going to come down that bottom hole. And if you don't have this much thread, because I overdid it because I wasn't sure about the thickness, it may not matter. I mean, it must matter a little bit, but so I'm going to pull that again, and then now we're going to come around the outside of our spine again and drop the needle and thread down through the top again. Cinch it as tight as you can. And now this is where you turn the book. Now this way it's going to be like how you would read it. All right, and we're going to bring our thread around the bottom, just like we did at the top. Drop it back down through that hole. Make sure your threads stay at the end. Okay, like that. Cinch it tight. Now we have one last spot where we need thread. The trick here is that we want it to be on the inside, not all the way through, because we want to take it to the inside and tie a knot. So I'm going to unclip my binder clip. I'm going to find my thread inside, and I'm going to put my needle in and only go into the center there where I have my other thread. At least that's the plan. Which isn't easy, but you can do it. You can do it. And of course, if you had a needle that was not this, like a sword, like what I'm using, might be easier. Just trying to find my hole there. I was trying to come in at an angle, and I think what I needed to do was just come in at it straight. Ow! I got myself. Man, the last one was doing good. Now that's our center thread. And this is the thread I just poked through. See? And then we're going to tie it. So I have so much extra thread. I'm just going to, now you could leave these long, really, and then tie another charm inside if you want. This is where it's helpful if you have someone sitting here with you. And then you just take this and tie it down. And I just make a double knot. Now, like I said, you can, you know, tie those off, do a bow, tie another charm on. But then here's your little book. All loose pages for the most part, really. And you've got your little journal with all your different, you know, pages. You can do whatever you want. See, there are my threads. I'm going to trim mine. Here's my little pocket envelope. And that little pocket at the end. I'm going to decorate the inside of my cover there. But I love stitching that, you know, binding the pages together like that. Hi, Amy. Oh, I hate to clean. Cute, right? And then if you use like a soft cover, you know, it's even easier to do it, really. You don't have to put as many pages in. But if you have paper or pages that you like, but they're loose and you'd like to use them, you know, Okay, thanks, Sharon. I want to see yours. All right, ladies, I'm going to take off because let's see, it's about my dinner time. And I'll get a few things. But I just thought this was so cool. So you want to make sure. I hear you, me. I can relate. Um, so if you try this, let me know. Check out G Kerr on YouTube, Gikerr. Her books are just beautiful. They're small. She uses really cute paper, and she makes them so you can just pop a little uh, book in your handbag or whatever, or you could use them to pop into a pocket of another journal. It's all. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do, right? And I'm thinking I might like even to do something like this with see, I have all these hankies that I just am hoarding to make some kind of a fabric journal. But I bet maybe I could cinch. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? So, oh, good, Cheryl. I hope you do. Let me know how you make out. If you have any questions, let me know. But isn't it just great? I just love it. And the more you do, now, of course, she didn't put a charm on. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to like that, but we'll see. All right, ladies, thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next video. I know Mary usually comes on Sunday evenings, so I might see you there and chat. Don't forget, I wanted to thank Holly and Sharon for modding for me this afternoon. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. I'll see you next time, girls. Thanks. Bye bye.